stop after, guys. He's got to pop it real quick.
Everything they're doing in terms of the massive spending bill, the tax increases that go with it, is going to be done at 51 votes. And it is a huge run-up in spending. It'll be a huge run-up in debt, which we think ought to be paid for if they're going to do all that 51 votes by raising the debt limit to 51 votes.
Why would you prefer them to raise the debt limit instead of suspend the debt limit?
Well, I mean, the way to do it, if they want to do it at 51 votes, is to do it through reconciliation, which requires them to specify a number, which is one of the reasons they're reluctant to do it. They don't want to have a number attached to how much money they're going to spend. I mean, it's going to be a reminder to the American people about how much spending they're doing and how much debt they're going to rack up doing it. So, but that's the mechanism to do it at 51. Now, if they decide they don't want to enact their entire agenda at 51, if they pull the $3.5 trillion reconciliation bill down and enter into negotiations with Republicans, I think you could probably, find a different scenario. But as of right now, at least, that's their plan, and our expectation is that they will have very little, if any, Republican support on raising the debt limit to accommodate this massive run-up in spending.
Senator, what's the reaction to the?
Sure, I was going to ask you, what are some of the,
As long as you all don't stand too close.
thank you,
Okay.
ma'am.
If the United States defaulted on its debt, that makes all of our obligations, our financial obligations around the world, suspect. And right now, the U.S. dollar that's the reserve currency. That's what everyone wants. That's what they know you can depend on. You have a bond. We know that the United States stands behind its currency. The United States stands behind its debt obligations. We default on that debt, and it just throws it all into chaos. That is costly to the United States, but it's also enormously disruptive to financial systems around the world. The politics that the Republicans are playing right now is not only bad for our country, it is dangerous for our country.
Should it be added to reconciliation?
This is not the way to get it done. The way to get it done is exactly the way the Democrats joined the Republicans during the Trump years, and we raised the debt limit when it was necessary to do it. Remember, raising the debt limit is not about future spending, it's about honoring past obligations. All that anyone is asking for at this point is to raise the debt limit to cover the obligations from the Trump years. That's all that we're looking for at this point. And if we say that the Republicans can get away with just playing politics and hold out and not sign up because they think they'll get some kind of political points out of it, then we are setting the United States on a path that is not about a secure economic future. It's just about the Republicans creating more chaos in economic markets.
So you have no choice.
So Senator, first, are you going to the White House today to meet with President Biden?
Yes.
What is your message to him, and what do you hope?
The one thing we cannot do is default. And I think about my Republican friends. Understandably, they don't want to. They have been concerned about increased spending. Well, they allow a default. You will see interest rates go up, and if they go up simply 1%, that'll add $200 billion a year in additional interest costs.
So will you
on a
add-
10-year basis,
Senator-
on a 10-year basis, let me finish my answer, right? A little courtesy. On a 10-year basis, that'll add $2 trillion on mandatory spending in front of Social Security, in front of the military, in front of Medicare. That would be a self-inflicted blow that would be horrible for our country.
Senator,